Please welcome New Jersey's own Kelly Kulick. Have you here, Kelly.
Thank you.
Really, you really have an amazing career. I mean, you're a history maker. We're looking at like a pioneer. You should be on a coin, I think, or a stamp at least. Or something. I mean, you were. Break it down. In 2006, you first made history. You became the first woman to win an exemption on the PBA tour.
When the women's tour folded in 2003, I was still continuing to bowl and then find my way through this world of professional bowling. And then the men's tour opened the doors to the ladies. So I went through tour trials, and one year I bowled really well to make the men's tour.
So you had to get into the men's tour before you can compete in it.
Basically, membership dues, and bowl in the regionals, local around the area and the state, and then compete against the best bowlers in the world and find your ranking, see how good you are.
Before you gained exemption, did you ever try to maybe like sneak onto the tour, maybe dress up like a guy, Shakespeare in Love style?
Ooh.
You know, Gwyneth Paltrow, Shakespeare in Love?
Gwyneth Paltrow was a lot smaller up here than I was, so that would take some serious tape. So no, I don't don the skirt, but I put on the slacks.
Kelly, can we get into how you started in this career, how you started in this path? I mean, listen, I think all of us bowled. We went to bowling parties as a kid. I don't think any of us ever decided this is what I want to do the rest of my life. These bowling parties, but you did.
Especially at that young age. My best friend growing up, his father managed a center locally, and I started going every Saturday, and it just grew into a passion and something I really loved to do. I was very athletic growing up, played a lot of their sports, but in 5th grade, I grew up watching the men and the female professional bowlers bowl, and I said that's what I want to be when I grow up. And who knew at 5th grade that would be the time that I established myself and what my career was going to be, but I stuck with it. And even through trying times, I continue to work at it and get better and see where it's going to lead me.
That's amazing. I think in 5th grade, I wanted to be a dinosaur when I grew up.
Carnivore or either one?
Omnivore.
Yeah, omnivore.
I'll have to go both ways. Yeah. You really picked a hell of a sport to get into because, I mean, to me, honestly, I think bowling has to be the most frustrating thing to do. I mean, what could be more frustrating than the 7-10 split? Honestly, is it like, oh my God, seriously? 2 pins, 10 feet apart? Like, how do you get 10 feet? I don't know how. I have no depth perception, by the way, but.
About 40 inches. Well, if you count the circumference, minus 7, add 3 for that, about 38 inches.
Okay,
right?
38 inches. But that's, I mean, how the hell? Or just, how about you roll it in, okay, it's going to be a strike, and then one pin's like wobbling, and then it stays up.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's the most frustrating
That's got
part.
to kill you.
Yeah, because that little geometric shape, that triangle down the end of the lanes, you can hit the pocket every single time and not be guaranteed a strike.
Yeah.
So you have to pat yourself on the back, say, good shot, and make the spare. But if you shot 300 every time, bowling would be boring. Maybe.
I know, but it's just like, come on. How about when you're throwing it, you roll it, it's like, all right, strike, and all of a sudden it curves into the gutter at the last moment.
You need help.
Look, I went bowling the other week, actually.
Did you?
It was a bowling party, and because seriously, when else do you bowl? But besides professionally.
Any
no, that's $40,000 for one night. That's pretty good. I bowled a 117. I tied a guy who brought his own shoes and his own ball to the party. So.
That's more, hygienic rule than anything.
Yeah.
A little extra spray in the shoes.
I thought he was kind of a loser for doing it. And I tied him. I could be a pro, I think. I mean, I'm almost there. I can relate to you as a comedian. I feel like bowling is a lot like comedy, too, because, it's the kind of thing where everyone thinks they can bowl, right? Everyone thinks they're funny, they can do comedy. You know what I mean? But I'm sure you don't have yahoos come up to you, oh, you're a bowler, bowl something for me right now. Yeah, let me see you bowl something. Because I get, tell me a joke, yeah. And you also don't face any hecklers on the bowling tour, right? I'm sure that's pretty.
No, very seldom.
They'll shoot you point blank if you say, right? They'll have people on site with guns. They'll sniper you out if you're saying something from the galley.
No, they do play mind games though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get up. It's your turn to bowl. Oh no, it's not your turn. No, you sure the ball is reacting right enough for you that time, and they play little mind games.
Oh, the other people.
Opponents. Yeah.
Really?
They try to psych you out. I'm going to reset this pins offset. Try to take extra time and delay the game.
More annoyance.
More annoyances.
I don't know why you do it.
Yeah.
Do you have a signature move? I was wondering about this. Do you have do you go, X going to give it to you when you get a strike? You go like, boom.
Oh,
I feel like you should bring some of that hip hop element into the game.
You know, basically in the video when I do the fist pump, it's
Fist
like
pump.
yes, you know.
The Mark Messier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish, you know, I'm not going to break dance in the middle of the approach or anything.
Right.
But
You got to maintain your calm.
I do. I'm kind of laid back. I'm simple on the approach. I internally talk to myself, which might be scary, but I do.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Do you roll on Shabbos?
Do I roll on chops?
Big Lebowski joke. Okay. Because of all the success you had, this is pretty cool, guys. All the success Kelly had when in 2010, Spider-Man, Marvel Comics, I guess, came up to you and said, do you want to be in a Spider-Man comic? And they put you in a comic? Is that?
Yeah. Peter David, the gentleman that writes for the comic book, his daughter was a bowler, is a bowler. She came to a ladies' professional bowling tour stop, and I met her. I worked with her a little bit, had no idea what her father did. And then the year I made the men's tour, we were in Long Island, bowling the tour stop. He approached me after I finished 63rd out of 64 bowlers that week and said, you know, do you want to be in a Spider-Man comic book? I'm like, dude, I just finished 63rd. You what? And no, he said he writes for Spider-Man. His daughter took a liking to me and was really interested and wanted her father to put me in the comic book.
Yeah, I think we have some, we can show some JPEGs of the comic here. Look at this.
Sweet.
This is Kelly Kulick. And who's that? Who's that next? Is that Peter Parker?
I think so.
You have no idea.
No idea.
You didn't read it.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't read it. Are you seeing this for the first time? This is you. How about, what do we got here? So you're bowling.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And they won't have you fighting hobgoblins. Oh my God, you're getting puked on by spiders?
Yeah, but see, I hit her with a pin first.
You hit her with a pin,
knocked
she
her
puked
out.
spiders on you. That's not an even trade.
Yeah, and I don't like.
Jeez.
I hate spiders too.
That's terrifying. Well, look, I mean, it's pretty cool that you're in here, and I think we have some copies. We might have you sign after the show. But
Absolutely.
Kelly Kulick, you really are a true inspiration and a hero. I mean, honestly, that was a big moment. Watch on YouTube the whole thing. It's like 85,000. A lot of people watch that. 85,000 views, I think.
It was one of the biggest hits we've ever had for viewership.
For bowling, I mean, this
right
is
before the NFC and AFL finals, so it was, right before Peyton Manning went to the Super Bowl and lost.
Right in the
but
lull. It's perfect.
It was great timing. Yeah, it really.
So,
was.
do you have anything come up you want to promote? Any appearance? You're doing any tournaments coming up now, or you're on the tour for 2 more years, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm single. I am looking. I like to cook and long walks on the beach, but the ladies USBC Queens is coming up in Syracuse, New York, at the end of the month. It'll be televised on April 27th. It's a Wednesday night on ESPN2. And then coming up in June is the Women's U.S. Open, and the finals will be telecast live from Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm sure the guys are going to be watching the cheerleaders. They're not going to watch bowling, but
Yeah.
we're going to be at Dallas Cowboys Stadium at the end of June. So
Forget
really
the telecast. We're taking a bus. We're going.
Go. We're there.
We're busing.
We're going to tailgate outside in the parking
Let's
lot right
do it.
before.
Let's tailgate. Guys, Kelly Kulick, thank you so much for being here. Kelly, thank you so much.